I kept my ex's hotel keycard in my wallet for 6 months, and when my husband found it looking for cash, I watched our whole marriage die in his eyes. The thing about being a shitty person is you don't realize it while it's happening. You make one bad choice, then another, then 50 more, and somehow your brain convinces you it's all justified. That's how I ended up married to Brian while still fucking my ex whenever he came through Denver. Brian was everything a husband should be. Stable job at the bank, good with my daughter from my previous mistake, always home by 6. The kind of man who brought flowers every Friday and actually listened when I bitched about work. We met at my cousin's wedding when I was 28 and tired of being a single mom. He didn't care that I had baggage. Said Chloe was a bonus, not a burden. I loved him for that. Or thought I did. Hard to tell the difference between love and gratitude when someone's saving your ass from food stamps and Section 8 housing. We got married fast. 8 months from first date to white dress, which should have been a red flag but felt romantic at the time. Moved into his place in Highlands Ranch, the kind of neighborhood where people jogged with strollers and actually used their HOA fees. Chloe got her own room with pink walls. I got a kitchen with granite counters and a husband who thought missionary was adventurous. Zach texted 2 weeks after the wedding. Just congrats with a wedding emoji. But that was enough to fuck up my whole day. Zach was Chloe's dad, though calling him that was generous. He'd been in and out of her life like a shitty Netflix series. Exciting when it was on, forgotten when it wasn't. Musician type who thought paying child support was optional but showing up drunk at 2 a.m. was romance. I should have blocked him. Should have deleted his number when Brian put a ring on it. Instead, I texted back thanks and spent the rest of the day remembering how he used to fuck me against the bathroom sink while Chloe napped. That's the problem with good sex. It ruins you for normal. Brian tried, bless him. Bought books, watched videos, asked what I liked, but asking kills it, you know? Zach never asked. Just took what he wanted and somehow that was exactly what I needed. Made me feel like something worth taking instead of something worth saving. The first year was fine. Played house, packed lunches, pretended Zach's random texts didn't make my stomach flip. He was living in Portland, playing dive bars and dating girls with septum piercings who thought 35 was distinguished. I was living in suburban hell, but at least it was stable hell. Chloe had health insurance. I had a savings account. Brian had a wife who faked orgasms but made real pot roasts. Even exchange, right? Then Zach's band got a Denver gig. "Just wanted you to know I'll be in town," he texted, "in case you want Chloe to see me." Chloe. Right, like this was about our daughter and not about him knowing exactly which buttons to push. I didn't tell Brian. Told myself there was nothing to tell. Just my ex passing through, maybe grabbing coffee so Chloe could see her bio dad. Normal co-parenting shit that definitely didn't require mentioning that Zach still made me wet just typing his name. "You okay?" Brian asked that night. "You seem distracted." "Just work stuff." "Anything I can help with?" Sweet Brian. Probably could have helped if my problem was spreadsheets instead of spreading my legs for men who didn't deserve it. But I just kissed his cheek, said I was fine, went to bed thinking about Portland dive bars and bathroom sinks. I was already gone. Just took another year to admit it. Zach's band played at the Gothic, which was too nice for them, but they were opening for someone actually famous. I told Brian I was going to Karen's for book club. Karen covered for me because that's what work friends do when they're also cheating on their husbands. Mutual destruction makes great alibis. Wore the black dress Brian said was too short for parent-teacher conferences. Heels that hurt but made my ass look like I hadn't pushed out a kid at 22. Lipstick called Bad Decision, which felt prophetic as fuck. The plan was simple. Watch the show, say hi, go home. Let Zach see what he gave up. Show him I was doing fine without his bullshit. Mature, adult, definitely not hoping he'd notice I wasn't wearing underwear. He looked exactly the same, which pissed me off. Still lean in that musician way that came from forgetting to eat, not working out. Still had that stupid eyebrow scar from a bar fight he probably started. Still made my knees weak when he spotted me in the crowd and smiled like he knew every dirty thought I'd ever had. The set was shit. His band had one good song and they played it first, leaving 40 minutes of mediocre noise. But I watched him work the stage like he was at Madison Square Garden instead of opening for has-beens in Denver. That confidence that used to drive me crazy. Still did, apparently. Found him after, smoking behind the venue like health laws didn't apply to musicians. Taylor, fuck, you look good. It's Taylor Mitchell now. Right, the banker. His name is Brian. Whatever. How's Chloe? You'd know if you called more than twice a year. Fair. We stood there, all our history compressed into shitty small talk. 3 years together, a kid, the kind of fights that had neighbors calling cops. Now reduced to fair and looking anywhere but each other's eyes. You want a drink? He asked. I should go. One drink, for old times. Old times. Like when he'd disappear for weeks, then show up with grocery store flowers and promises. Like when I'd forgive him because the makeup sex was worth the heartbreak. Like when we confused chaos for passion and called it love. One drink. One drink became 3. 3 became his hotel room to catch up more. His hotel room became my back against the door and his hands under that too-short dress, finding out I'd skipped underwear after all. Fuck, I missed you, he growled against my neck. Don't talk. Talking would make it real. Would make me think about Brian waiting at home, probably watching SportsCenter and trusting his wife was discussing books with Karen. Would make me remember I was a married mother of 1, not a 22-year-old who thought love meant letting someone destroy you. But not talking meant just feeling, meant remembering what it was like to be wanted instead of cherished, meant coming 3 times before he even got his jeans off because Zach knew my body like Brian knew tax codes, completely and without needing instructions. After, while he smoked out the window because some habits never die, I stared at the ceiling and waited for guilt. Instead, I felt alive, electric, like I'd been sleepwalking through marriage and finally woke up. This was a mistake, I said, not meaning it. Probably. When can I see you again? You can't. Denver's not that big, Tay. Don't call me that. You used to love when I called you that. I used to love a lot of stupid shit. He laughed, stubbed out his cigarette, crawled back into bed like he belonged there. Brian boring you yet? Don't. Serious question. You playing housewife in the suburbs, that really doing it for you? It's stable. Stables for horses. And adults. Which one of us has to be since you're allergic to responsibility? I'm responsible, just not for shit that doesn't matter. Our daughter doesn't matter? That's not what I meant. But it was. Everything was temporary to Zach. Girlfriends, apartments, guitar picks. Only thing permanent was his need to feel special, and only thing special about him was how he could make me forget I deserved better. I need to go. Stay. Brian thinks I'm at book club. Tell him you're reading a long book. I stayed. Let him fuck me 2 more times, slower now, like he was memorizing it. Took a shower that didn't wash off the guilt. Stole the hotel key card when he wasn't looking, don't know why. Souvenir of my shitty choices, maybe. Proof it happened. Warning or invitation, depending on the day. Drove home at 1 a.m., snuck into bed beside my snoring husband. Lied when he mumbled, "How was book club?" Fine, boring, you know. I didn't know shit except I was already planning when I'd see Zach again. 6 months. That's how long I kept it going. Every time his band came through, which was way too often for musicians nobody liked, I had somewhere to be. Book club expanded to include yoga classes, work emergencies, sick friends who needed help. Brian never questioned it because good husbands don't interrogate their wives. They trust, they believe, they get fucked over. The hotel key lived in my wallet behind expired coupons. Stupid to keep it, but I was already stupid, so I stopped there. It was from that first night, probably didn't even work anymore, but I'd touch it sometimes like a rosary. Reminder of who I really was when nobody was watching. Zach got worse as it went on. Started texting more, calling drunk, showing up places he knew I'd be. The thrill of sneaking around wore off for him faster than me. He wanted more. Wanted me to leave Brian, move back in together, pretend we hadn't already proved we were poison. "This is fun, but I'm not leaving my husband for you," I told him the 5th time, bent over the hotel desk because beds were for people who had time. "So I'm just your dick on the side? You're my ex who I occasionally fuck. Don't make it more than it is." "It is more. Always has been." "No, it's not. It's just good sex with someone I used to love." "Used to? Don't." But he kept pushing. Started mentioning Chloe, how she deserved her real parents together, how Brian was raising another man's kid, how biology mattered more than who showed up to soccer practice. "You're being a real piece of shit," I said. "Takes one to know one, baby." He wasn't wrong. We were both trash. Only difference was I was trying to contain my dumpster fire while he wanted to spread it around. The end came stupid, like everything else. Brian needed cash for the pizza guy. Asked to grab my wallet while I was in the shower. Normal married people shit that goes fine when you're not hiding evidence of your side dick. I heard him come into the bathroom. Didn't think anything of it until he pulled back the shower curtain, holding the key card like it was a murder weapon. "What's this?" "What's what?" Playing dumb while naked and covered in soap. Real power position. "This hotel key from the Marriott downtown." "Oh, that must be from that conference last year." "It's dated, Taylor, from last week." Last week. When I'd told him I was helping Karen paint her kitchen, but really spent 4 hours letting Zach remind me why I'd kept his baby, even when everyone said I was too young. "I can explain." "Please don't." He set the key on the counter, walked out. I stood there, shampoo running into my eyes, listening to him move around our bedroom. Drawers opening, closet hangers scraping, the sound of a marriage packing itself up. By the time I got out, he had a suitcase ready. Sat on the bed we'd bought together, looking at me like I was a stranger who'd stolen his wife's face. "How long?" "Brian." "How long?" 6 months. "Who?" "Does it matter?" "It's Zach, isn't it? Chloe's dad, the fucking musician." Wasn't a question. Brian was smart. Probably been connecting dots I thought I'd hidden. All those Denver shows, all those late nights, all those times I came home smelling like someone else's cologne and bar smoke. "Yeah." "In our bed?" "Never. I would never." "Oh, you have limits? Good to know." He stood up, grabbed his bag. I should have been crying, begging, doing something other than standing there in a towel like this was happening to someone else, but I just felt tired. Relieved, maybe. Like finally getting caught shoplifting after months of looking over your shoulder. "Where are you going?" "Does it matter? Not to Zach's, so you're good." "Don't be like this." "Like what? Like a man whose wife has been fucking her ex for 6 months? How should I be, Taylor? Happy, understanding? Should I ask if you used protection, if you loved him, if our whole marriage was just you settling for someone who'd raise another man's kid? That's not... It is, though, isn't it? I was safe, stable, boring Brian who'd take care of you and Chloe while you waited for him to come back. I loved you. Past tense. At least you're honest about that. He left. I sat on our bed, my bed now, holding that stupid key card. Such a small thing to end a marriage. 3 inches of plastic that proved I was exactly who everyone warned Brian about. The single mom with baggage. The girl who'd fuck a musician in a gas station bathroom at 19 and think it was romance. The woman who'd take a good man's love and throw it away for dick that came with a side of emotional damage. Chloe found me crying an hour later. "Where's Brian?" "He had to go on a trip." "Is he coming back?" "I don't know, baby." "Did you guys fight?" "Sort of." "About what?" "How do you tell a 10-year-old that mommy's a cheating piece of shit who destroyed the only stable home she'd ever had? That the man who'd been more of a father than her real dad was gone because mommy couldn't keep her legs closed? Adult stuff." "I hate when you say that." "Me too, baby, me too." Brian filed for divorce within a week. Quick and clean, like ripping off a Band-Aid if the Band-Aid was your entire life. He didn't want the house. Said it would remind him of me. Didn't fight for custody of Chloe, even though he'd been raising her for 3 years. Just wanted out, away, free from the woman who'd made him look stupid. "You can have everything," he said through his lawyer. "I just want this over." Everything. The house I couldn't afford. The car with payments I couldn't make. The life I'd blown up because I couldn't stop thinking with my pussy instead of my brain. Zach was thrilled at first. Sent flowers to my work like we were teenagers. Showed up with takeout and promises about being a family for real this time. Lasted about 2 weeks before reality hit. "So when do I move in?" he asked, sprawled on the couch Brian used to watch SportsCenter from. "You don't." "What? You thought wrong. I didn't leave Brian for you. Brian left me because of you. There's a difference." Semantics. Reality. I'm not doing this again, Zach. The drama, the disappearing, the pretending you're gonna change, Chloe doesn't need that. I'm her father. Biologically, Brian was her dad. Was? I fucked that up too. He left angry, throwing around words like used and played like he hadn't been balls deep in a married woman for 6 months. Like this was my fault alone. Which it was mostly, but fuck him for pretending he cared about anything besides getting his dick wet and his ego stroked. The house sold fast. Market was hot, and I was desperate. Moved back to a 2-bedroom in Aurora, the kind of complex with thin walls, and a pool that was always closed for maintenance. Chloe took it hard. "This place sucks," she announced, looking at her new room that was half the size of her old one. "I know, I'm sorry." "Why did Brian leave?" "It's complicated." "You cheated on him." "Not a question. Kids know everything, even when you think you're slick." She'd probably heard fights, seen texts, noticed when I came home smelling wrong. "Yeah, I did." "With my dad?" "Yeah." "That's fucked up, Mom." "Language." "But it is." She wasn't wrong. It was fucked up. The whole thing, start to finish. Trading a good man for good sex. Throwing away stability for chaos. Choosing the father who'd abandoned her over the one who'd chosen her. "I'm sorry, baby, I'm so sorry." "Whatever." She stopped talking to me for a month. Stayed in her room, earbuds in, grieving the loss of the only real dad she'd known. I wanted to tell her it would be okay, that we'd figure it out, that Brian might come back. But I'd lied enough. Time to let her hate me like she should. Zach came around less and less. The thrill of winning me from Brian wore off once he realized I came with real responsibilities. Homework help and doctor appointments and parent-teacher conferences where they asked about the recent changes at home. Not so fun when you couldn't fuck me against a hotel desk and leave. "I'm going back to Portland," he announced 3 months after the divorce finalized. "Got a better gig there." "Of course you do." "You could come. Both of you." "No." "Why? Nothing keeping you here now." "Chloe's life is here. School, friends. She can make new friends." "Like you'll make a new family? Another kid you'll see twice a year?" "That's not fair." "Neither is abandoning your daughter. Again." He left anyway. Sent a text when he got there, like I gave a shit about his safe arrival. Probably already had some pierced girl in his bed, someone young enough to believe his bullshit about making it big. I was alone, really alone for the first time since getting pregnant at 21. No boyfriend, no husband, no ex texting dirty shit at 2 a.m. Just me and a pissed-off 10-year-old in a shitty apartment trying to figure out how I'd fucked up this bad. "I miss Brian," Chloe said one night over frozen pizza. "Me too." "Then why did you cheat on him?" "I don't know." That's a stupid answer. It's a true answer. Sometimes adults do stupid things for stupid reasons. "Like Dad leaving again?" "Yeah, like that." "Are all adults this dumb?" "No, just the ones related to you, apparently." She almost smiled. First one in weeks. "Can we call Brian?" "I don't think he wants to hear from us." "From you. He might want to hear from me." She was right. When I finally got the balls to text him, asking if he'd talk to Chloe, he responded immediately. Set up weekly calls, then monthly dinners, then regular visits. Stayed in her life even though I'd given him every reason to disappear. "Thank you," I said, dropping her off after one visit. "You don't have to do this." "I'm not doing it for you." "I know, still. Thank you." "She's a good kid. Deserves better than what she got dealt." "Yeah." "Both parents wise?" That stung, because it was true. Chloe deserved better than a mom who thought with her pussy, and a dad who thought responsibility was optional. Deserved better than broken homes and new apartments and explaining why Brian wasn't around anymore. "I'm sorry," I said, "for everything." "I know." "I did love you, as much as I could." That's the problem, Taylor. Your "as much as I could" wasn't enough. Never was. 2 years later, I'm still in the same shitty apartment. Still working the same job, still driving the same car with 200K miles. But Chloe's talking to me again, which feels like winning the lottery even though I know it's just basic parenting participation trophy shit. Brian got engaged last month. Chloe told me over dinner, careful like she was defusing a bomb. "Her name's Sandra. She's nice. Has 2 kids from before." "That's good. He'll be a good stepdad." "Yeah." We ate in silence, both thinking about what could have been. How she could have had Brian full-time instead of monthly dinners. How I could have had a partner instead of empty bed. How we could have been a family instead of another statistic. "Do you regret it?" she asked. 12 now, too old for bullshit answers. "Every day." "Then why did you do it?" "Because I'm selfish. Because I was bored. Because your dad made me feel things Brian didn't. Because I'm an idiot who thought feeling alive was worth destroying our lives." "Was it?" "No." "Would you do it again?" "Probably. That's the fucked up part. Even knowing how it ends, I'd probably still do it." "That's really stupid, Mom." "Yeah, it is. But it was true. Some people learn from mistakes, grow, change, become better. I just learned I'm exactly who everyone thought I was. Trash who'd throw away gold for something shiny. Zach texts sometimes. Pictures from Portland, updates on shows nobody cares about. I don't respond, but I don't block him either. Keep that door cracked like the hotel key I finally threw away. Not because I want him back, but because I need to remember. Remember what I gave up. Remember what I chose. Remember that some people don't deserve good things because they'll just fuck them up. Brian's wedding is in June. Chloe's invited. Asked if I was okay with her going. Of course. He's important to you. It won't be weird. It'll be weird for me, not for you. Mom? Yeah? I love you. Even though you fucked up. Even though you hurt Brian. Even though Dad sucks. I still love you. I love you too, baby. More than anything. More than Dad? Not even close to the same thing. Good. She hugged me. This kid who deserved so much better but was stuck with me. And I held on tight, knowing I'd probably fuck up again somehow. Knowing I'd probably disappoint her like I disappointed everyone. Knowing some people are just built wrong, wanting things that hurt, choosing chaos over calm. The hotel key was gone, but the memory wasn't. That first night, thinking I was so smart, thinking I could have both, the stable husband and the exciting ex, thinking I was special enough to juggle it all without dropping anything. Turns out I wasn't special. Just another cheating wife with daddy issues, and a thing for men who treated me like shit. Another woman who had everything and threw it away for dick that wasn't even that good in retrospect. But at least I learned something. Learned that some mistakes you don't come back from. Some choices define you forever. Some keys unlock doors that should stay closed. I kept that hotel key for 6 months. Cost me a marriage, a home, a good man's love, and my daughter's respect. Most expensive piece of plastic in history. And the fucked up part? Sometimes I still miss it.